If the San Diego Zoo had a jail, Ken Allen might well be in it. Instead, he's more or less under house arrest, confined to his bedroom, but with a TV and conjugal privileges regarding female orangutans.
His bedroom's a little small to have all four of them in with him at the same time, so.
Doesn't sound much like house arrest.
No.
Ken Allen, Monday, made his third escape from his enclosure, even after the zoo spent $5,000 to make it escape-proof. The notorious orang negotiated a temporarily dry moat, and in no time was out walking among zoo visitors and posing for pictures. Now, more money will have to be spent to keep Ken from wandering.
Making the walls smoother, straight up and down, taking all the little bumps and ridges out of the wall that he could possibly get a handhold on.
The character Dewey Compost on KFMB's Hudson and Bauer show has other ideas for Ken.
Put him to work as an undercover agent in the gas lamp quarter.
Oh, boy.
Be a policeman.
Nobody would ever notice him down there.
They'd say, "Hi, Ted." They might, think, "Look, there's, an old lightener."
Uh-huh.
How about defensive back for the Chargers?
Yeah, it couldn't hurt.
Be an easier interview.
It's difficult not to have a laugh or four over Ken Allen's antics, but anymore, those responsible for his well-being have some very valid concerns.
Because of his strength, because he is a wild animal, even though he was born and raised in captivity, the potential is there to do harm, to hurt somebody badly.
So far in his wanderings from captivity, he's never raised a hand in anger or fear. If he ever does, the results could be anything but funny. Since the Sunday breakout by his two girlfriends, Ken Allen has been playing above suspicion.
Who is this man, Ken?
Ken Allen is an orangutan. 9-year-old Kumang, seen here, and 25-year-old Jane, who was off exhibit, got away for about a half hour before the zoo had opened. Kumang stayed close, but Jane, after checking out some birds, wandered into an employee lounge area.
Sat down at one of the tables and started finishing off a couple of the sodas that were left around and crushed the cans.
With 3 successful escapes and once caught while trying, Ken Allen is the Houdini around here. He's been on TV and radio, in the newspapers, but maybe it's not enough. Some who work at the zoo every day haven't heard of his legend.
Almost every day.
You haven't heard of Ken Allen?
No, I just got back from vacation, if that has anything to do with it. I was gone for a month.
Unbelievable. Ken Allen's girlfriends escaped using a long-handled squeegee for help scaling walls. Pretty clever, as if they learned from the master himself.
There must be some kind of orangutan communication going on here.
After 5 escapes, 3 by Ken Allen, the zoo figures it's done all it can do to make the exhibit escape-proof. Other zoos don't seem to have the same problem. Other zoos don't have Ken Allen and friends.
Ken Allen is an orangutan.
Doug McAllister, News 8, the zoo.
This is a sad day at the San Diego Zoo. At 11:05 today, Ken Allen was put down.
He was known as the orangutan escape artist, but he could not escape lymphoma.
And his condition had worsened over the last several days. And this morning, the condition warranted the euthanasia of Ken Allen.
Options for chemotherapy were explored, but at this time, the therapy was mainly geared towards making Kenny as comfortable as possible.
Back in the 1980s, Ken Allen would regularly climb out of his enclosure.
I think my favorite story is when Ken got out and people were standing next to him having their picture taken. And we told Ken to get back in, and he got back in.
Ken Allen lived at the zoo 29 years, not always in the orangutan habitat, but he did spend his entire life as part of the zoo family.
Ken really did give the director a lot of gray hair. He seemed to outsmart all of our curatorial staff, all those PhDs that went into the design of the cage and the enclosure, and Ken would seem to find a way to get out.
They say he was dearly loved here and that he will be sorely missed. The great Houdini of the San Diego Zoo is now gone.
Ken brought great joy to the San Diego Zoo for over 29 years. The loss of this type of animal is a great loss to our organization, and truly is a sad day for us at the San Diego Zoo.